And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. And I've got a good one lined up today. I'm going to show you just briefly. If you look back the other day, I'd say about 3 days ago, we spoke about a crypto, IOTA I or IOTA. Some of you, when you invested in it, like you're pulling out at 40 to 50% increase in profit. This thing went up 260%. I did the show. A bunch of people got all spooked and stuff, got out at 40, 50%, somewhere in there. Had you just left all your money in there, this thing is now at 260%. That's very common for the cryptos that we have on Crypto Hulk Show. The reason is because I show you all the foundations and the use case, all the connections, whether they be government, academic, whatever. We go over solid cryptos on this program. The problem is that people that don't know what the fuck they're doing go and buy something, get spooked, and get out. And I'm just like, wow, you sold off at 40, 50%. You could have made, this thing could have rode up a lot higher, but you got amateurs in there getting all scared. This is why don't invest ever more than what you can afford to lose. If all you can afford is $500, then just, what I do, here's what I do. If I know I can only afford to lose 500, then maybe I only bet 250. There you go. Because what you got people doing is they panic invest, and then, oh my God, the minute it slows down, oh shit, you have no idea what you're doing. Chris Guerra says, and the total supply is low, stay in. So here's what I'm showing you. Here's what I told a friend yesterday. On this program, we go over solid cryptos that are cheap because that's where the most money is. Buy low, sell high, right? What I tell my friend is I spend a lot of time. When I do a show where we talk about a particular crypto, I research it, and then I tech spec it. I have somebody tech spec it for me, look at all the technical ramifications of things that can go wrong. And then I do research. And then when me and my friend both agree, then like, hey, I'm putting it on the show. There you go. All these cryptos that we talk about here, they're great cryptos. You just don't understand because I haven't had time to do the show yet. And what people want to do is rush out and buy some shit, pump, dump it, and then go back, make 50% of their money when you could have made 205 times that. So to the people that are brand new to the channel, but here's what I told my friend. What some people need to do is this. Slow down their pump, dumb shit. Find the cryptos that are really good that I talk about, and then put in maybe $500. And you'll see in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you'll probably have not 500, but 1,500. Then I would tell my friend, pull it out then. Because all that's going to happen a lot of times during a show is people are going to pump, dump it early and leave and don't make the full potential. So after the show, if you realize, damn, that's actually a really good crypto with good connections, then what would come to my mind is I'm going to put some money into that because that sounds like a great crypto so that maybe once it goes up later, I'll sell it. That's how I think about the cryptos we go over. Hey, can you make money on a pump dump? Absolutely. Can you lose money on a pump dump? Absolutely. So what I do on this program is the other day, like with the IOTA and the EEG and all these other different cryptos, like it'll take me 5 hours to put that show together. I got to study it, and then my friend studies it. So if you include my friend's time, then we have to discuss things and look up other things. I know that I put in about 5 hours into a crypto pump show because I've got to make sure the crypto is legit. And a lot of times you guys have found out, I've had other people tell me, oh, Crypto Hulk, I held it. Yeah, Chris Guerra's like, but it didn't 100x though. It's not legit. So what we do on this program is I spend a lot of time. There's Delgadoff there. Thank you very much, Delgadoff. X Designs got an entry-level membership. So what I'll do, and we've seen this many, many times on this show, I'll deep dive a crypto, and it'll come back, wow, this thing's got great connections. Now, you're not going to know this because I can't tell you the name of the crypto before I do the show, because all you're going to do is pump dump it, and then by the time the show starts, it's a dud. It doesn't do anything. So hold on. Looks like somebody is re-upping their membership. It's like the military. Preston is re-upping. Reston. I got a Preston and a Reston. Let me write that down here. I'm trying to show you guys. Hold on a minute. So we've got Reston Preed. And that's so what happens is when you sign up, it's on a weekend, so you already know it's going to take 4 to 5 days for me to get this. If you're lucky, when you give a donation, so people, please, like, don't contact me today, tomorrow, the next day. If it's on a weekend and you give a donation, the memberships, I know it shows up right here, but the memberships don't go through my end. If it's on a weekend, 4 or 5 days is pretty standard. During the week, at least 3 days. So if you get a membership, wait about 3 days, because this shit is very slow with YT. Because people start sending me all these screenshots like every fucking day. Look, 3 days at a minimum during the week. And if it's a weekend, hey, you're looking at 4 or 5 days. So just slow your roll and quit sending all the photo screenshots and shit. I check my thing every day. Now, the next thing, when you contact me, you got to use your YouTube screen name, because your name might be Jim, and you're saying, is my membership there? Well, I go look for Jim, and it's not there because you bought it under your screen name. Oh. So look, when you guys get memberships, I don't know your name, phone number, address, and shit. The only thing I know is like your screen name. Whether it's X Designs, Delgadoff, that's what shows up in there. Delgadoff, $10. Another one would be Chris Guerra, $10. Like, whatever your screen name is, that's the name I have. Whether it's your real name or fake name, I don't know. I don't care. I don't want to know. So that's the deal with YouTube. When you contact me on X, which is at CryptoHulk19, all one word, the C is capitalized and so is the H. The other letters are lowercase. I don't need to know your real name because that just confuses shit. Because when I'm looking for Chris, it's never going to show up because it's always Reston or whatever. So when you contact me, hi, Crypto Hulk. This is Reston Preed. On August 8th, I donated $500. I'm wondering if you had a chance to look at your list yet. So I go to my list on YouTube and I look for Reston Preed on August 8th. Maybe it shows up on the 9th, 10th, 11th. So eventually it's going to show up. And again, if it's on a weekend, expect 4 to 5 days. And if it's during the week, expect probably maybe 3. Then give me a ringle jingle about 3 days later, maybe 4, and I'll take a look. But it's not showing up the next day. So stop sending all the photos and shit, because I'm not doing shit until it shows up. All righty. Let me look here. Reston says, definitely don't know what I'm doing, but figuring it out. Thanks for your work and help, Hulk. Sure, absolutely. Chris Sharpie, thanks, Hulk, for all the education and hookups. Got my appointment with Tony from Anderson Advisors next Friday. Shout out to Zoltar. Hey, Hulk, have you ever swapped from your iPhone on Hashpack? Says I can't on an iOS device. I have no idea. Now, if you look at in the beginning of the top chat, you'll see I have Caleb and Brown as a link. That's my preferred exchange to buy crypto. I'm also an affiliate of them. Caleb and Brown, we're going to do a live stream coming up Thursday. So right now it's Saturday in the United States. Some of you guys are in different days because you're in different parts of the world. But today's Saturday, so we got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So 5 days from now, Caleb and Brown will be in here on a live question answer where you can ask questions and shit like that. We haven't seen Caleb and Brown for a while because they've got super busy the past month and a half, 2 months with a new ownership and these kinds of things, or a partnership. So I look forward to have Jim showing up on the program and all your questions will be answered. So if you have questions about custody, Caleb and Brown, this and that, come with questions. We'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Now let's go. And if you look below, even in the top chat, you'll see Crypto Hulk's crypto lawyer right there. And there's a link. If you look below the show, I've got Caleb Brown and Anderson. So I have a crypto lawyer because the reason for that is when we get crypto laws, guess what? You think this government's going to let you keep that shit? No, they're going to find ways to take your crypto. So what Anderson Advisor is going to do is get you on a plan to protect your millions. Because I know right now you only got thousands of dollars worth of crypto. And that's fine because one day it's going to become millions. But then one day the government's going to try to take it. The banks are going to try to take it. What I'm doing Monday morning at 10:30, coming up August 11th, Monday morning, 10:30, I have an interview or I have a conversation with Anderson Advisors. I have 3 LLCs, so I'm putting my different property or whatever into these LLCs, and then we're going to ghost them so they won't be in my name. So when the government wants to try to look and see if I have assets, nope, it's not coming up. That's what you guys need to do. And if you don't do that, one day the government's going to be taking your shit. Okay, that's how it works. Or ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, whatever. They're going to try to take you to court to get your shit. Well, if it's locked up in an LLC, no one's taking it. But first, they got to find it. So I'm going to try to set up something where under my LLC, Anderson Advisors Law Firm pops up. Bam, my name's hidden. So it'll never come up in any kind of public search or whatever. That's what I'm trying to do for you guys is once you got your crypto, protect it. If you need a loan to pay for any legal services or whatever, I suggest getting a loan and making your little $100 a month payment on it to protect your crypto because it's going to be worth millions. I know right now your crypto might be worth $1,500. One day it might be worth 15 million bucks. But then again, the ex-boyfriend, the ex-girlfriend, the ex-wife comes after you, sues, maybe takes half, maybe all, it depends. But if you got the Anderson Advisors locked down, that's why I got it. Because I'm having all my shit locked up, ghosted, hidden. No one's going to even know I own shit. I'm going to be taking a loan out. When I have all my crypto shit goes up, you know how I'm not going to have to pay tax? I'm going to take a loan on my shit. It's not good. I don't need to go see Clinton Donnelly tax attorney. I don't need that shit. I'm going to be taking a loan. And then, you know what? I might borrow $5 million off my crypto. You know what my loan conditions will be to pay it back? Pay $1 a year for the next 5,000 years. That's how I'm going to pay my loan off. See? So I'm going to take a loan for all the shit that I want to buy. And I'll be making payments of $1 per year. And that's my loan terms. So I'll never be having to pay tax. That's part of my strategy. Or if I have to make it look more legit, I'll just pay $1 a month. So what is that? $12 a year on my $5 million house I just bought. And I don't own it because it's under the LLC. Got it? So I'm ghosted. I got no assets, no nothing. No one's going to get shit. That's how it works. Okay. Alrighty then. And most of the time what I do is I don't pay for shit in cash. I use other people's money. So I put on a credit card and I pay off my legal fees to do all this shit over time. I'm not worried. That's how I got all my XRP in the beginning. I took a loan out, paid it off over a year, whatever, year and a half. Done. I got all my XRP at 15 cents, probably paid, I don't know, $1,000 in interest. I don't fucking care about that. $1,000. Like, what the fuck is that? And then same thing with my gold. Last August, I bought a fuck ton of gold, put it on some credit cards. Oh, but Crypto Hulk, you're not supposed to take loans for shit. No, you're not supposed to tell me what to do. You do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and I do it very well. So it took me a year to pay off my gold. I'm done, and I don't care about interest rate charges. Not a big deal. If I had to pay $1,500 in interest over a year, not concerned. When my gold went from 2,000 to 1,800 a coin or more, I mean 38. My coins went from $2,000 to about $3,800 per coin. I don't give a fuck if I lost 1,500 over the whole year of interest. That's so fucking stupid. That shit doesn't even concern me. And then to get my Anderson advisors, if I had to take a loan out for that, which I did, and pay it off, I don't fucking care, man. I'm going to get what I have to get and be protected. That's how I roll. The day that I have all the money I need for something, it's going to be too late. Crypto Ghost Fund. Thanks for the info, Hulk. Robert Driscoll. Okay, let's start in on the show. And that's for show. Here's an article. Kind of discussed it a little bit the other day. I want you to see what's going on. Now, remember when I told you countries right now, right meow, I want you to see something. Look at that article right there about China. China's going to permit the launch of the first Yuan stablecoin to rival U.S. dominance. Now, to back up what I was saying, I want you to see, I want you to think over the past years, what have I told you? Countries where their money is all beat up, and we know that there are Ripple partners, like Monetary Authority of Singapore, China, Russia. Russia and China are definitely Ripple partners. Ripple made their currencies, okay? I'm the only channel with the evidence for that. That's why you have this privileged information. So we know that China's going to take off. Look, all these countries that I've discussed, Panama, on and on, all these countries that monies are busted down, look out, because some of you want to say, well, crypto, I got enough crypto, I got enough stocks, bonds, this, that. I want to invest in foreign exchange. I want to invest in money, Crypto Hulk. Well, here's what I suggest. Oh, first off, my name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor. I'm not a foreign exchange advisor. One thing that I'm the best at is snorting coke with, here is my financial advisor. Anytime you get what you think is...
I see you over there. Yes, you. Come on over and let Zoltar be sharing with you your fortune.
Anytime. This is the boss of the channel right there. A fucking toy. Before the show, Zoltar calls up his slutty little girlfriend. She drives over in an Uber, delivers 3 ounces of cocaine and heroin, and me and him inject it and snort it constantly all day, especially before a show. So anything you see on the show, Elijah. Whew, I thought you already... Let me get you in there, buddy. Elijah. There's another one. Somebody, I'm looking at my list. I got an Elijah that sent me 500 August 8th. So I don't know if it's the same guy, but the memberships you already paid. So maybe you might be getting a little bit tooting the hoot. But maybe it's a different Elijah, but I'll put down 200, but you already gave me 500. So if it's the same person, maybe just paying up for next month, I guess. You're getting started. You haven't even started your first membership, but you're getting all ready for the next month's worth of payment. Okay. So, like I was saying, not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. Garrett B. Hold on there, buddy. I'll get. Whew, sweet God, I gotta. These people, guys, keep getting these memberships there. Whew, Lottie. One truth seeking 8. And that's membership paid. Awesome. Garrett comments, HyperScale has their meeting on Tuesday. I'm heavily invested, so expect a big tax-free donation Wednesday morning. Nice. Now, we talked about HyperScale Data. Some of you guys got in on that. It's a stock. It's 66 cents. Back in the old days, but this company, HyperScale Data, I want you guys to look into it because we talked about it the other day. But let me get my disclaimer done first. So besides getting constantly high all day with coke and heroin, methamphetamines, ketamine, ecstasy pills, all kinds of shit, me and Zoltar are the masterminds behind all this, what you interpret as financial advice, okay? So when you get destroyed and stuff, thank us with donation money. When you get financially destroyed on this program, that's why you guys give donation money, so you can keep getting financially destroyed, all right? And these people must really hate the fucking channel. Giving up $500 here, $20 there, $200 there. These people are the biggest losers in crypto. That's why they give money, so I can help them get financially destroyed. All right. HyperScale Data. If you're a person who wants to invest in a company, if you go on TradingView, tradingview.com, look up HyperScale Data. It's 66 cents, or it was a week or so ago. I want you to look up HyperScale Data. And I want you to know that at one point their stock was like $1 million or something, all right? Or $500,000, something like that, for one share. It's the weirdest it's the weirdest company I've ever talked about. I'm not going to talk about it now. I've already done it. HyperScale Data did a complete restructuring. The company's been around since, I want to say, 1969. I want to say the company started in some little Virginia town, not too far from Langley, and that's a 3-letter agency. So I'm not saying anything because I love my channel. I'll let you figure out what that means. Anyhow, this company's had they've done like power systems, or I don't know. It's kind of a mystery how the stock becomes worth $1 million and nobody's ever heard of this fucking company. I'll leave it alone at this point. I know there's a lot of rich families involved in that company, which I'm not going to talk about because I love everybody. And I'm not trying to piss off any of the rich families to kill my channel. So if you want to look into HyperScale Data, and then if you feel like you have to invest in it, I would tell my friend yes, but not you, okay? This is going to be a gold mine of a company. If you're looking to diversify, might want to look into that. Now, they're also mixed up with alt finance, AULT, and then finance. Look that company up too. You might want to consider, I would tell my friend, investing in that one. Okay. They're like, it's their subsidiary. It's the same company with just different names. Very interesting. They're going to be so deep into the crypto. They're building a crypto exchange right now. Just saying. David Markulik says it's 69 cents currently. You guys look that one up. I'm telling you, it's a gold mine. All right. TradingView. Go to TradingView. Don't even listen to me. Don't even fucking listen to me. Okay. Go to TradingView, which has nothing to do with me. Go to TradingView and look up HyperScale Data Center. That's at 69 cents. Look back at their past history and you tell me this isn't a fucking gold mine waiting to happen. All right. Then when you strike it rich, break off Crypto Hulk with something, all right? All right. The new Duck Dynasty show had a mini Zoltar in the last episode. Had to wonder if he was a junkie too. Well, you never know. Probably was. Shannon Dennis says, yes, it's holding at 69 cents. Now, I believe you can buy HyperScale Data at Robinhood, possibly. I'm telling you what, it's a secret. This company went through a complete reorganization. Look, companies that used to be worth $1 million a share, I want you to go on TradingView and look at it. Don't believe me. You don't have to believe me. Go to a company like TradingView, which has nothing to do with me at all, okay? Look up this HyperScale Data and see what was their stock price back in 2008. Just look. And when you see those numbers like in the millions, you'll be like, what the fuck? How is it 69 cents now? They're doing a complete 180 restructuring of the company, everybody. And that's 69 cents. Whew, Lordy. It's going to go to millions again. I'm telling you. Go to TradingView, look it up for yourself. Then do a little deep dive like I did. See how the company is restructuring from power systems, providing maybe electricity for electric companies to computers and AI and power centers like for that stock's going to go fucking nuts. So, and Garrett says he's going to buy me a yacht. So, okay, let's move on. So we have an article here about China. Now, what's going to happen to China, I'm just letting you know. Right now, their money has been taking a hit. What I've been telling you is that countries where Ripple is working with right now or has worked with, they're going to take off first before the United States. I'm just letting you know. I've only been telling you this for a few years now, okay? And it's getting ready to happen. Especially the earlier a country has partnered with Ripple, those countries are going to take off first. Russia, China. Just letting you know, it's going to get scary for the American dollar, okay? Don't say I didn't warn you. And Zoltar's been telling you too, okay? Now let's get into this Chinese article. China, it's a Chinese. Let me do a copy paste here. The article's titled China to Permit Launch of the First Yuan Stablecoin to Rival U.S. Dominance. Everybody, I'm telling you, starting right now, if you're a foreign exchange trader, you might want to consider looking at the Chinese yuan, okay? Just letting you know, I'm going to show you some evidence here in a minute on why you should strongly consider looking at it, okay? I can't tell you to invest, but you need to consider looking at it. Okay, the People's Bank of China Governor Pan Gongsheng recently announced plans to establish an international operations center for the ECNY in China. Oh my God, everybody, you know what? Fuck it. I got to show you the evidence right now. Son of bitch, okay? I got to show you the evidence now because when you go back, we're going to go back and read the article. I'm going to show you the evidence now. You're going to start getting goosebumps because you're like, holy shit, Crypto Hulk, you've been showing us this for like the past 3 years. Yes, I have. Here's an article. Look at a page that I wrote. This is Ripple China timeline right here. Look at this right here. Ripple China timeline. Look there. On June 27th, 2013, the Ripple China Trading Center was launched, and users can recharge through Alipay and TenPay by themselves. Now, this is already on my post section. If you go to my section that says posts, you can find this Ripple China timeline. Look at that right there. June 27th, 2013. let me check this thing. Hold on. Here it is. I'm sorry, right here. I was going to send you an article and I got copy and paste. Here's the Ripple China timeline. Okay. So we can see from this right here, May 2013, the Ripple China team was established, everybody. Have you heard this at all from any other crypto channel? Have you heard this from Brad Garlinghouse or David Schwartz? Hey, everybody, it's all XRP. Go XRP. Go Ripple. Were you guys aware that Ripple's helping out a Chinese communist country? Right here, 2013. That's 12 years ago. The Ripple China team was established. And then there's all the timelines right there. You can read about it. I can't do it right now. So number one, here's the facts. Ripple helped China make their cryptocurrency. That's why I can't go to a Ripple function and be like, hey, Brad Garlinghouse, oh, he's so cool. Dude, he works for the government. Him and David Schwartz, unfortunately, Monica Long and all the others, they're all government plants. And all these people that run these XRP maxi channels are like, oh, yeah, Rip Crypto Hulk's a hater. No, you're just fucking stupid because you think Ripple is an actual company, and it's not. It's the government. I want to now look, here's Zinfin. That's a company that Ripple partnered up with back in the old days. You can read this right here for yourself. It's on my post section. People say, but Crypto Hulk, Zinfin is a Singapore company or whatever it is. Well, let me ask you a question. Why the fuck do we have a Zinfin page that nobody else has except Crypto Hulk? And why do you have a Chinese flag? Why do you have a Chinese flag covering half the page if it's a Singapore company? I mean, now maybe I'm stretching too much here, but if Zinfin's a Singapore company, then wouldn't you put a Singapore flag covering half your page? Why is this the Chinese flag? Okay, so that's for all the people that say, oh, Singapore is not Chinese. Okay. Got it. Got it. Next, look at this. More evidence on the Crypto Hulk page, no other. And why? Because I work very hard to make sure the people that watch my show have the best information. Here's the next video I sent you. Go to the 37-second mark. We're back again. YT shut the program off. I don't know how long we've been shut down here. How long did YouTube clap my cheeks? Was it like 1 minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes? Two minutes. Oh, dang. So here's what we got. Let me show you this. So here is, that's how you know. Yeah, all of a sudden now, YT shuts the program off. Oh, that's how you know it's getting good, okay? So here's what we're looking at. The Ripple China timeline. So what we have here is 2013. That's when Ripple and China had their partnership. And you can see that Alipay is there, and so is 10Pay. Nobody else knows about this. What that is Alibaba and Tencent. Two of China's biggest companies are already Ripple partners. If you look at that time frame, in 2013, Ripple went into China and started hooking them up. This is already done. No other channel knows. No news channel knows what I'm saying right now. And if they do, they're hiding it from you. That's why I only have 312 people watching the show instead of 10, 50,000, okay? Because this show is heavily shadow banned. You're lucky to be on this channel. You're getting to see information before anybody has a clue. Now look right there. We've got Ripple China. Go to the 37-second mark. 37-second mark. What do you see at that 37-second mark? Ripple China. You see CNY. CN stands for China. Y stands for Yuan. We see a date of 2013. Crypto Hulk, what is this? Well, for brand new people, what you're seeing is, you know how all these people like want to go to a Ripple conference and meet Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz? These people work for the government. I'm showing you all the evidence right now. If you say, well, that's not it. How does Ripple, as a little company, go to China and hook them up with their currency? Are you serious? It's not the government? Like, you got to be really low IQ. I'm not making fun of you, but when you see these Ripple people, they all work for the government. And the ones at Ripple that don't know, they just don't know they work for the government, okay? I'm showing you all the evidence now. Now, let's go back. It's called the ECNY. There's the evidence right here. CNY, Chinese Yuan. That's a cryptocurrency. China has had this crypto for 12 years. No other channel on the internet is telling you this except this channel, okay? Now let's read this article. Let me go back and copy paste it. So I've already clearly laid out the evidence that Ripple is the government or a group of people acting as independent agents working for the government. Same thing, it's the government. China to permit the launch of the first Yuan stablecoin. No, that's a lie. It's been around for 12 years. I saw it on the Crypto Hulk show. And it's going to rival the U.S. dominance. So do you really think China's going to have this cryptocurrency? There's going to be a rivalry. This is how they're going to roll it out in the United States. China's going to launch first, okay? These other smaller countries are going to come out first. And it's going to appear that the United States is being hurt. But I already showed you who really made it already. Ripple made it for China. The People's Bank of China Governor Pan Gongsheng recently announced plans to establish an international operations center for the CNY in Shanghai. That's Ripple's money right there that they made for him, everybody. The softening, they're going to soften the Chinese crypto laws, signals an imminent mainstream adoption of digital assets. Everybody, I'm letting you see this right now. Everything I've been telling you for years is now starting to come true. I've been telling you about the Chinese CNY that Ripple made for 3 years now. Yep. No other channel. These people are like 3 years behind. Now, what I'm telling you again, if you invest in foreign currency, you might want to consider the Chinese yuan because it's going to go up with a fast and furious, okay? Here's your evidence. I'm showing you all the evidence right here. China is set to approve the development of the first yuan stablecoin for internal and external use, according to a report by the Financial Times. China has continued to use Hong Kong. That's Ripple Hong Kong. They're also a partner. Nobody else has shown you that except this channel. Everything I've been talking about years ago is now coming up true. People are going to be like, damn, Crypto Hulk, you knew all this shit. Yep. I've been telling you for 3 years. Ripple Hong Kong, Ripple China. I've been showing you the web pages. Ripple Russia. Nobody else has been showing you shit. After years of curtailing the development of yuan-backed stablecoins, the Chinese Communist Party is keen, K-E-E-N, keen to explore their feasibility. They're going to explore it. They don't know what it is. What a shame. It's been around for 12 years. Wow. See, this is the beauty of it. When you watch Crypto Hulk show, everybody is calm and relaxed because they know Crypto Hulk is out there finding this shit. And I'm telling you how it's going to happen. If you want to invest in foreign exchange, get you some Chinese yuan because that shit's about to go up, okay? Just letting you know. Hong Kong, the same thing. Any Ripple partner, if you want to invest in, like right now, it's looking like China's ready to bust off, okay? So we get here. The stablecoin market cap has grown. The measures made by the United States to keep the U.S. dollar have paid off. We're coming up with crypto law. So the Chinese, it's now time for them to release their Chinese digital yuan. Congratulations to those that have invested in Chinese foreign currency. You're about to make some money right now. Let me click out of these. Let me check the comments. We'll go to our next article. It deals with Brazil and their PIX payment system and how Ripple is the only one. I'm going to show you that one here. I've been showing you how Ripple has been in Brazil. I'm going to show you the partnerships, and it goes back to 2014. No other channel has this evidence. And it's easy to find. It's just people don't want to look because they're lazy. Here's an article here about a company called D-Local. Not like D's nuts, but pretty close. Let me do a copy and a paste. Goanna XRP. Thanks, Crypto Hulk, for great tips. Hey, some of you guys want to invest in, look, you got enough crypto. You got enough whatever. I'm just showing you opportunities of stuff that I see. I don't know. But what I do know is that the value of the Chinese dollar is going to go up. I do know that Ripple made Chinese dollar, the CBDC, the ECNY. I already showed you the evidence. We know when they release that thing, the value, and then the Chinese are going to back it with gold and shit. You'll see. So if you invest now in a Chinese yuan, good things are coming. I'm telling you real quick, too. United States, we come up last. You'll see. D-Local debuts a solution for recurring PIX payments. What we have here is D-Local. It's a Ripple partner. And PIX is a Brazilian government payment system. What you're going to see is Ripple's integration into this. And I'm going to show you how all this was done like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. I got the evidence. Cross-border payments platform D-Local has debuted a solution for Brazilian merchants centered around the country's PIX payment system. So a long time ago, all these news channels like, oh, PIX isn't using Ripple. PIX isn't a partner. How sad. Yes, they are. You just don't know. Okay, well, let's continue with the article. I'm gonna show you how it is. The new solutions called Smart PIX. I wonder why. Lets merchants process tokenized PIX payments, including reoccurring and on-demand charges, without having customers manually authorize each transaction. While PIX has achieved widespread adoption in Brazil, it currently presents a challenge for business relying on reoccurring or repeat transactions. So if you buy something with your card and maybe you only put $20 down and it's $100, merchants want you to be able to buy things. So if you can't afford $100 now, maybe you can afford $20 a week for the next 5 weeks. So that's kind of like what's going on now in a lot of these bank cards. And the government payment system won't really allow it, okay? Well, let's look here. Who is this D-Local company helping the Brazilian government. Let's take a look at who that company is. And here's your article right there. Oh, look, Ripple partner dLocal is now worth $1.2 billion. So to answer my own rhetorical question, it's Ripple technology helping the Brazilian government wrapped up in a company called dLocal. Next, let's go to my page. I showed you this about 3 years ago. I made these videos here. I know this video says a year ago, but I took it from another video. It was like 3 years ago. You can go back and see it for yourself. Go back to 2022, October, November, December, and then January of 23 and shit. You'll see I was posting this video back then. Go to the 1 second mark in this video, 1 second mark. What do we have here? The International Ripple Business Association. Let me press play. And you can see that it's 2015 on my page here. So that's about 10 years ago. Now, if you pause it at 11 seconds, you'll see Mexico's involved, Korea. The gateway, this thing provides gateways. Gateways are on-ramps to the Ripple network. They give users the ability to move assets like fiat, crypto, gold, and silver. Are you seeing this right here? I want you to pay attention. Ripple already has had, and I showed you Ripple Singapore, the ability to move crypto, gold, silver, fiat currencies, and other stuff. We're talking stocks and bonds and all that stuff. It's already done. All this shit is already done. Here's evidence of it right here. Let's continue. Shows Canada's hooked up with the International Ripple Business Association. We've got Panama, New Zealand, Korea, Europe. These are all the names of countries, everybody. If you see any country here and their money, oh, look right there. Go to the 24-second mark. You see Israel. Look right there, China. Look right there again, Ripple CN, China. Look at there, Brazil, RipX. Pay attention. Right there it says Brazil, RipX. That leads us to our next article right here. This comes out of CoinDesk. We got a copy and a paste. I want you to see this right here. So now we have proof. Ripple International Business Association was in Brazil like 10, 11 years ago with a gateway for on and off ramps for crypto. I showed you all that. So they're already hooked up. The evidence is already showed you. Now right here, look at this title. Latin America's first Ripple gateway. This is under CoinDesk News Service, so it's extremely reliable. Latin America's first Ripple gateway. It's launched by AstroPay. It's called Ripple LATAM. Right there, you can see it for yourself. AstroPay. Where are they at? Now here's the countries again. Here are the countries again that are going to rise first. Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, Peru, and Uruguay. If you're in any of those, if you're a person who wants to invest in the currencies of any of these countries right here, these are the very first Ripple partners, okay? They will take off first. Their money will rise first. Next, here's a page right here showing you 2013 Ripple LATAM. Let's take a look at that. There you go right there. Now, I know the page is kind of crude. If you look at the bottom left corner, what do you see? Copyright 2013 Ripple LATAM. They're talking about XRP throughout this whole article. This isn't just X current. This isn't just X rapid. This isn't just messaging. Because if so, why are we talking about a new currency and the word XRP is right there? Gotcha. So that's your evidence that this dLocal company is working with the Brazilian government, and the Brazilian government is working with Ripple. A matter of fact, hold on, let's look up something here. here's where back in, I don't have a date, so I like to show articles that have dates. Cointelegraph again. Okay. And looks like 2020. I remember when this happened. So we just got done talking about how dLocal and all, how Ripple was all up in Brazil. And in 2020, Ripple held closed door meetings with the Central Bank of Brazil. There's your evidence right there. Ripple and Brazil's central bank hold closed door meetings. There you go. I remember when that happened. Then after this article, somehow miraculously, Brazil comes up with a CBDC, I'm sure on their own. And then not too shortly after that, they have this PIX payment system. I'm sure they came up with that on their own. But now just somehow dLocal's coming in, a company worth $1.2 billion, which are Ripple partners. And I already showed you all the evidence about Ripple in Brazil back in 2014 with the International Ripple Business Association and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure it's just a coincidence, Crypto Hulk. They've got to be using some other crypto. Okay. Let us click out of that. So those countries that I named off, how much time we got? Fuck, 7 minutes. I can do it. Let me check the comments here real quick. Rob, 7879. Rob gave a donation for Zoltar's new crack pipe. Rob, what? Zoltar says, thank you very much. He appreciates you. You're his favorite. That's what he said. He says that to everybody. Let's do a copy and a paste. Here's this article here. United States Treasury Department now accepts Venmo. This is the first time. Wow. The Treasury accepting Venmo. Digital payment apps like Venmo and PayPal make it easy for friends and family to split expenses and charge one another down to the cent. Now the U.S. government is getting in on digital transactions. See where they start? I want to show you some. They start with PayPal. They start with Venmo, right? Okay, here we go. Here's the article. Doing a little deep dive here for you. All roads go back to Ripple. This article here is showing PayPal and Venmo together with Visa. Now, Visa is a massive Ripple partner, so this is looking like already they're going to use XRP. If you look down in the third paragraph, talks about Astra Payments, Ripple partner. Brightwell, Ripple partner. Cross River Bank, Ripple partner. Fiserv, Ripple partner. Now's the time to show you the evidence. Now, here's the Astra website. They are a payment system. Here's Visa, where they spent $250 million on Ripple technology. Here's another Visa article. Visa spends $925 million on Ripple technology. This is Cross River Bank. They're a Ripple partner. That's why they're on the Ripple webpage. Let me show you this. Here is a Ripple Meet the Team. You're going to have Fiserv. Somebody working for Fiserv came over to assist Ripple in 2013-14. There's the evidence for that. Go to that video I made. Go to the 21-second mark. 21-second mark. What do you see? Ripple Labs, Meet the Team, Pfizer, right there. Next, here's Brightwell. Now, what's interesting, I thought this was very, very interesting. We're seeing all these Ripple connections, right? Okay. Now, on that PayPal article, it's showing you Brightwell. It said Astra, Brightwell, Cross River, and Pfizer, right? Well, here's Brightwell right there. Should say Ripple Operations. Ripple Operations. Now, this one is interesting. The company is called Ripple Operations. But if you look it up, there's not really evidence that it's Ripple that we talk about, right? But what is this Ripple Operations? It's a streamlining payments at sea, live demo of Ripple plus Brightwell integration. This was done like last month. Now, I know we're not seeing the Ripple logo, and I don't see Brad Garlinghouse and shit here, but it just happens to be on that PayPal article, right? And everybody on that PayPal just happens to be a partner of Ripple. So this is a different Ripple? I don't think so. I think what that is what we're looking at here. Look at this Wayback Machine article. I'm going to show you that there are no coincidences. I just showed you right here. We're on Wayback Machine. We're looking at Ripple.com. Ripple Communications. It's out of Incline Village, Nevada. We're looking at 2012. Ripple Communications was also known as MrConference.com, but it was known as Ripple, www.ripple.com. And then the very next year in 2013, this Ripple Communication kind of company all of a sudden becomes Ripple as we know it today on the Wayback Machine. Very interesting. So you're going to find things that seem like coincidences. I can't tell you if Ripple Communications is Ripple, but it just seems odd how it's also a payment company, right? And it just so happens to be working with Visa, who's a Ripple partner, Cross River, who's a Ripple partner, Pfizer's, who's a Ripple partner. Just some company called Ripple has to be tied in with Ripple, right? Okay, you know what? It is Ripple. I don't have to have the evidence to see. It's called common sense. All right, that'll do it for today's morning program. I don't know if I'm going to have a PM or not. That's a tough call, but anyhow, we got 20 seconds left in this show. I think now is a good time to end it. I'll see y'all in my next one.